Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Awaken Healings with Jess. I'm here to bring you your weekly woke message for the dates of 8th through the 15th of February. So I hope everyone has had a nice week and is getting ready to have a lovely weekend. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's check in and just sort of synchronize our energies together as I tune us in with the singing bowl. Here we go. Okay, thank you. That was beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and get started and check in with Spirit and see what messages are coming through this week for us. Again, this is the weekly woke messages. This is a weekly recording that I'm trying to maintain, bring it on the weekends. The intent and purpose is to connect with Spirit and just allow the messages to flow freely and easily, as they come in. This is for the entire collective. Take it how it resonates. Even though the dates are from the 8th through the 15th of February, does not mean it is date specific. It's just the dates that I'm actually recording for. But as you come across this message, that is the divine timing for you to be hearing this message. Just keep that in mind. I do have other previous weekly woke messages too. Again, they're not date specific. They're just labeled as such for, indexing purposes. But whenever you come across the message and if it resonates for you, then that's the message for you. And that's when Spirit intended for you to receive that particular message. All right. So the whole point of the weekly woke series is just to focus on our healing, focus on our expansion, perhaps gain clarity on any situation or issues that are plaguing us or weighing heavily upon us. So yeah, it's meant to be helpful, it's meant to be insightful, it's meant to be spiritual, encouraging, and just sort of like a weekly touchstone for us to check in and receive some healing guidance from Spirit and words of encouragement, things of that nature. So I'm hoping that you're finding that true. And we'll see what wants to come out today. So I'm starting off with the regular Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I'm going to pull 3 cards representing past, present, and future. And we'll go ahead and check in with the bottom of the deck, which is the Fool, reversed. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, Fool reversed is saying, okay, hang on, take a pause. Normally when it's upright, the Fool represents, leap of faith. Take that leap, go with the, I don't want to say go with the flow. It's not exactly the energy of the Fool, but the Fool is about taking that chance, taking that leap of faith, being bold, being courageous, and just sort of putting fear aside and saying, you know what, this opportunity came in for me. I'm just going to go with it. It feels really good. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if this is going to be a good idea in the end, or if I'm going to regret it, but I'm just going to take that leap of faith and move forward and see what happens. So that's normally the energy of the Fool upright. Since it's coming in reversed for us, this is saying, okay, hang on, take a moment, check in with yourselves, and see if this is something that's going to result ultimately for your highest good and the highest good of those involved. This could also represent a card of hesitation. So maybe some of you are hesitating about taking the next step in a new beginning, in a completely new direction, something that you haven't done before, something that's going to require you to expand, that's going to increase your creativity, that's going to require you to show up in a different manner. I feel like for those of you who are hesitating, I think you know that it's going to result in something great. It's just getting the internal courage to line up and saying, all right, I'm just going to bust through this stuck feeling, that which could be yourself. It could be old patterning. It could be just being used to doing something in the same manner for so many years, even decades, that now that you're being asked to do something differently, or you're being faced with a very new opportunity, you're like, whoa, 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 hang on. That's a bit of a steep fall, right? Because, you know, he's getting ready to walk off the edge of a rock formation, and you don't know how high this is. We don't know where he's at. We don't know if maybe there's another little step, you know, and so forth, or if he's just going to plunge into the ocean. He's just going with what he's feeling. He's just going with his intuition, not a care in the world. So I feel like with the reversal of this, there's some of you who feel that nudge, that call, you know, that inkling to be like, all right, we got to do this, but there's hesitation. There's hesitation. So let's look into that a little bit more, and we'll see what else comes up. So, okay. So yeah, in the past position, many of us in the collective are walking away from things that no longer serve us. This is the Five of Cups reversed, and it's like, all right, we're making peace with the past. We're saying goodbye to maybe a past version of ourselves, a past way of life, you know. For those of you, I'm getting the image of divorce. For those of you who recently went through a divorce in 2019, so to speak, now you're making peace and amends with what happened, with all the events that transpired, and you're walking away, you know, from that life that maybe crumbled in front of you, that just collapsed. It, you know, the tower moment brought it down, and you're like, all right, I've mourned over this, I've meditated over that, I've done the self-analysis. I've asked all the questions of what happened, what could I have done to prevent this, what could they have done to prevent this, you know, was this preventable? You've asked all those questions. You've done the whole cycle of, you know, coming to terms with an ending, right? But now you're getting ready to turn around and go in search of these Two of Cups that are standing right behind you. So yeah, this is it upright. So usually when it's upright, you're still stuck here mourning the past. But when it's reversed, all that grief and sorrow is just running out of you. It's draining, it's processing, you're releasing it. This represents a release of something difficult, of something painful. I feel like this is also a release of the past. It could be a past version of yourself, a situation, a relationship. Take it how it resonates, but you're definitely releasing something that was heavy and burdensome and hurtful in your healing. You're healing and you're stepping into your intuition. This is the Moon card, the card of Pisces. And this is you looking for spiritual alignment, spiritual growth. And you have the moon just smiling down upon you, you know, just saying, all right, you know, we're here to energize you. We're here to charge your soul. And we're here to increase and open up the aperture of your third eye chakra. So that way your intuition will become stronger, clearer, louder, more concise. So what I'm finding interesting here is that we have the Moon card. And tonight, the 8th of February, will be the full moon in Leo. So depending on where you are, it could be the 8th or the 9th, but this weekend is a full moon in Leo. So I feel like this is another indication of endings. Full moons represent completion, cycles complete, moving on, shutting down that cycle, you know, buttoning it up. And I feel like this is exactly what's going on with the Five of Cups, is that you're cleaning this up. You know, you're making amends with the rubble, with the fragments, you know, and you're taking those pieces and you're ready to move forward. Well, the full moon is here energizing you to do that, encouraging you, giving you that lift that you need, especially since the full moon is in Leo tonight. And Leo is all about inspiration, creative energy, taking action, and being courageous to move forward, right? That could help. The energy of Leo could help remove this hesitation, because all it requires is personal courage to say, all right, I'm ready, I'm moving on, and we'll see where we go, we'll see where we land. I don't know, but I'm just trusting. I'm trusting the process. And I feel like this is what the collective is being asked to do, is to trust the process, get in alignment with their intuition, and listen. Listen to the psychic downloads, listen to the dreams, be more mindful and aware of the synchronicities and the signs that are popping up in your daily life. Because yeah, cycles complete, and you're completing a cycle of something painful, right? This is the Ten of Swords. No more. Tens represent endings. Tens reduced to 1, which represents beginnings. So once you're able to process all of this out of you and make that release, it's going to be a beautiful journey from here on out. Everything's going to open up for you because you've now created the space, the heart space that's needed to be open to receiving the gifts of the universe. And when we're open, when our heart chakra is open, we're in an energy space of receiving. We're in an energy space of surrendering. So all that is setting the perfect environmental conditions to receive from the universe. And you're letting the universe know, all right, I am energetically prepped and ready to receive the gifts of abundance that you wish to bestow upon me. And gifts can represent a multitude of things, so take it how it resonates. Whatever it is that you're focusing on, it could be improved health, it can be improved wealth, increased savings accounts, making your way towards financial freedom. It could be calling in new love. It could be calling in that soulmate energy. Whatever it is that you're asking the universe to gift you, if you're doing it from an opened heart chakra, in an energy of surrender, and an energy of acceptance and receiving, hold your hands out, when you feel stuck, and this will automatically put you in the vibrational energy to receive. You're opening up, you're letting go. It just resets your vibration overall with the universe. That way you're aligning yourself and preparing yourself to receive those gifts. Okay, so let's go ahead and check in with the Shamanic Oracle deck and see what's coming in for us. See what the shamans would like to say. Oh, we got 2 flippers. Oh, yeah. Wild Woman, and then this one came out. So we'll go ahead and take those. And while we're at it, I'll take a couple of cards from the Sacred Earth Oracle. Okay. So let's first start off with the shamans. Ooh, Stand Still and Wild Woman. Let's go ahead and make some space. All right. So for Wild Woman, I feel, first of all, the impression that I'm getting is I'm feeling a very Aquarian energy. We are still in the Aquarius season, but I'm getting this sense of movement, of wildness, of air, of winds of change. And for those of you who've already seen your February videos, for the month of February, for the Leo full moon, and for your February love connections, I really talk about winds of change because that's something that's still coming in very, very strongly. But when the Wild Woman comes in for us for the weekly woke message, I'm hearing that this is our time to throw off the shackles, to unleash ourselves, to give ourselves permission to live authentically. And I feel like this is the energy that's required to move us out of this energy of hesitation with the reversed Fool, right? The Wild Woman is coming in to let you know that it is safe and it is okay for you to live authentically, for you to follow your true passion and to open your heart and to not give a care about what others may think of you, what others' opinions are of the direction that you're going in, or their opinion of the life changes that you're making. This is all about you and no one else. You're here on earth to live your life as you see fit, and you are here to enjoy your birthright of happiness. We are all entitled to happiness, whatever that may look and feel like to what each and every one of us. It's very individualistic. So follow your heart, follow your intuition, and I feel like her heart space is open. I feel like she's just looking up with an open heart and an energy of receiving, but an energy of flow and joy. And I feel like that's the right recipe needed for us to really just get into the receiving mode, to open ourselves up to allowing new experiences to come in. All right, so she's coming in upright. I just want to read the message real quick for what that means for us before I move on to the next card of standing still. Yeah, so the wild woman, when she comes in, when the wild woman comes to dance in your reading, you're invited to shine brightly, to know that your true self is being called out to engage the world. This is a symbol that your long-held dream is beginning to take root and wants to be expressed. Your authentic self doesn't fit in a box. It needs the freedom to shine. It's time to have courage and step into the light. The wild woman says, shine brightly, dance with abandon, be yourself, and let the Great Spirit decide what happens. You'll be happy that you did. Absolutely. I do feel like that's the perfect card for you all right now, especially with, the Leo full moon happening tonight, and just the overall energy that's going on with us this month with the Aquarius. So what I'm seeing with standing still, my first impression is not jitteriness, but like anxiety. I'm getting an energy of anxiousness, of confusion, of being pulled in multiple directions. It's time for us in the collective to quiet our minds and to check in with ourselves, particularly this weekend, and harness the energy of the full moon to really get clear about what the next step is. Because we are completing a cycle. We are completing things. We are saying goodbye to a way of life, to perhaps maybe even our former selves. It's time for us to really get still and check in and face those changes head on. So when stand still comes in reverse, that's a medicine message. And it's time to get out of the analysis paralysis. Stand still invites you to turn within, breathe, and recognize this is the condition of the moment. It allows you the opportunity to bear witness to whatever is going on before movement resumes. This is also an opportunity to abort a project, to exit before damage. Maybe that's why some of us are feeling the energy of the reversed fool, because the reversed fool is about hesitation and pause and taking a moment to rethink your next step, rethink that leap, right? And it may also be time to relieve you of the unnecessary burden It may also be time to relieve you of the unnecessary burden that you took on without considering the cost. Which one it is depends on your stopping, taking a deep breath, quieting your mind, and removing all your distractions. Then you can make your next move in a grounded, relaxed, detached way. When something doesn't go the way you think it should, remember the following: what is yours cannot be taken away. Interesting. Yeah, wow. So big messages are coming in. This is really, this is really transformative energy. It's time to take pause. And I feel like some of you are overthinking. You're overthinking that what's happened, and you're overthinking about what to do, and that's what's keeping you stuck. And I feel like that analysis paralysis is what's preventing you from really, stepping into the energy of the wild woman. So something to reflect upon. Take it how it resonates. There's a lot of messages that were coming through for multiple people and for multiple situations. So you may need to go back and rewind the video to listen to the readings of these two cards, because I think your messages are definitely there and your answers are definitely there. So let's check in with the sacred earth. Ooh, this is beautiful. Balance. Yeah, I do feel like this is exactly what's needed for all of us to navigate this energy, because this energy is very active. It's very action oriented. It has a lot of movement associated with it. And if you're not careful, if the winds of inspiration sweep you up, you can be going, 90 miles an hour, but eventually you're going to burn out. You're going to reach the end. It's just going to be like, oh my God, I overdid it. I overgave. I overexpressed. And now you're just drained, but you're drained to the point where it's exhaustion. You're drained to the point where you're now stuck, where there's no more forward momentum. So balance is coming in to remind us to take things at a nice steady pace. Be motivated and tap into that motivational energy of Aquarius and Leo, but do so with balance. Do so with pace. Do so with mindfulness, and be intentional with what it is that you're working on. When you place intention before you act, that helps create an energy of purposefulness, and it helps slows down the frenziedness, just the fiery excitability of that energy. All right. So I'm going to check in with the, this is a new deck I received. This is the Shine Your Light deck by Rebecca Campbell. I just received these cards, and they're beautiful cards. It's an oracle deck, so we'll see what messages would like to come in, with these cards. But it's shining your light, so I feel like this is appropriate for the weekly woke messages, because many of us are here on the awakening journey, awakening to our spirituality, awakening to our soul expansion. And these cards are all about your light, tapping into your inner light so you can shine it through. So they're brand new. They're taking a minute to talk, but let's just be a little bit more patient and give these cards a little more time to speak. What are your messages for us? What are your messages for us? Nope. Nope. Not right. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spread these out. I don't want to mess up the other cards underneath. Just because this is literally a brand new deck. And, yeah, let's just see. What are your messages for us this morning? What are your messages for us this morning? Sorry about the dogs outside. It's morning time. The city is awakening, and it's time to walk our beloved four-legged friends. So the card that came out is Share Your Voice. Yeah. Come out of the cave. Come out of the cave. Persecution and expression. So I feel like I'm getting a lot of Virgo energy off of this card. I'm seeing a lot of similarities and feeling the similarities to the Hermiting card, right? And that's about us taking a moment to really check in and go inside, to go within and reflect upon all the events that's transpired, and to sort of analyze what happened, why it happened, and where we're going. What does it all mean, and how can you incorporate those lessons and integrate them into your healing process? But if you hermit too much, or if you isolate too much in this cave, you tend to shut down. You tend to lose your voice, lose your expression, because we're turning within. And this is a metaphor. We're not literally sitting in caves, but this is about us maybe isolating ourselves, staying home a lot, becoming homebodies, turning down social engagement invitations just so that way we could be alone with our thoughts. Well, now that time is coming to an end, and we're being asked to step forward to express ourselves in a new manner. Speak about what you learned while you were isolating in this cave, while you were checking in with yourselves. Now it's time for you to emerge and speak with new truth and new wisdom, right? So for those of you who were feeling persecuted, now it's time to speak from a place of strength, from a place of courage, and from a place of power. So yeah, share your voice, because I know you have a lot to say, and there's a lot of healing that needs to take place right now in the collective. And that's beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull, how are we on time? let's go ahead and close with the angel message and see what the angels would like to share for us. Okay, perfect. The message is coming in from Fiona. Now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. Wow. Oh my God. I love this because earlier in the reading, I was sitting in this position of receiving, and I talked about preparing the environment to receive. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of you, last week's message was all about asking the angels for helping, for assistance, tapping in with the angels, and letting you know that that's the only way that angels can step in, to help us is when we ask for it, based upon the fact that as human beings, we have free will. So angels won't step in unless we specifically ask for their assistance. So you may want to check out the weekly woke video for the beginning of the month. But now it's like, yes, the angels have heard us for those of us who are asking for assistance. And it's saying, be open to receiving the divine guidance. And that's exactly what I was talking about, with this, with the tarot that was coming in. It's time to release the past, get in alignment with your intuition, sit in an energy space of receiving with your palms open when you feel stuck, and just allow the energy to flow through you and flow with it. Because when you're surrendering, when you have your palms up, you're in a state of surrendering, in a state of receiving, in a state of acceptance. And it just opens up the heart chakra. It unblocks everything that's right here in your heart space. So I love that for you all. Oh my God. What an incredibly healing and uplifting and magical message that came in for us this week. Again, comment below. Let me know how all of this is resonating with you. Let me know what you're working on, what it is that you're working through. Maybe we can help each other through the comments. So yeah, let's make the Weekly Woke series a nice community effort for us to just check in, sip on some coffee, and chat. So until we meet again, have a lovely weekend, have a lovely full moon, and we'll see you next week. All right, take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.